Hey Pisces, and welcome to your February 2019 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to give you guys hopefully another amazing reading for your month ahead. I have a great cup of tea here. I hope that you all have one as well. I think we have a lot to dive into this month as we are moving into your time of the year, diving deep and experiencing everything full force. I feel like you are really into the fullness of your experience for sure. I like the cards that I'm seeing for you though. I feel like it's overwhelmingly positive, truly. Despite having that Five of Wands energy as your central theme, I think that you are sailing to smoother waters this month. You have the really incredible Six of Swords energy, like first card in your reading. It's really good for you, I think, to see that changes can still happen. As I've been saying for everyone this month, it is a month of really getting things into order. February is such a strong ending time as we move to March at the astrological new year. So there is a sense of letting go of a lot here. So are you in that space where that feels natural, where that feels natal to you? I think that you're getting there, and I think that there's a lot of creativity that opens up to you through this process of making a lot of changes. The first thing that really jumps out to me, though, is the Chariot reversed. So there is also a sense of like not wanting to move too quickly or not wanting to push yourself too hard. So you might see that on one hand, you have this desire to make all these changes, to have this transition, but there's still maybe a few obstacles in the way. There are still maybe a few roadblocks. And I think that they're well placed onto your path, though, like well placed obstacles, which is sort of an interesting concept for you all, and sort of thinking about what that might represent. Like, okay, I have an obstacle in my life. Is this something that's bigger for me? Is this more than just an inconvenience? Like maybe this is something that makes me sort of change my mind, makes me sort of think I want to change direction now. Like this, I see this obstacle, I'm shifting direction, and then it's like that's the path that really gives you a much stronger sense of abundance and benevolence. Make sure to check out the 2019 year ahead readings, by the way, if you haven't had the opportunity to yet. That's in the description box below. I really enjoyed doing them, and I think that you'll get more insight as well about what these obstacles are representing, because we talked a lot about obstacles in that reading as well. So check that out, and that's in the top right-hand corner as well. But yeah, it's a month that can be a bit melancholic for you, just because you are one of those signs that can be a bit connected to just the emotional experience in the past as well. So you're going to see that the past doesn't really necessarily come with you after this time, so it's good to make your amends with that. It's a month for closure, I feel like, as well. And a month where you have an emotional evolution where you're like getting into King of Cups energy, like no longer are you a victim of your emotions. No longer do you feel you have to be secretive or detached from your emotions. There's like this acceptance that comes in, and this rising above and being like mature in your emotions that really helps you to understand what these obstacles represent and what this new transition represents and how to integrate them. Okay. Any other messages before I get into the week to week? I'm just drinking this tea here. Two of Pentacles reversed. So you could see that there's like hard decisions, hard crossroads. We talked a little bit about that with the obstacles. And I've seen a lot of interesting connections between like Six of Swords and Two of Pentacles energy. If you guys saw my Scorpio 2019 year ahead reading, those were like the two significator cards for the year ahead. So for those of you with Scorpio placements, like it's an interesting little synchronicity. But if you look closely at Two of Pentacles, in the background is like the very perilous waters with the boats on them. And it's like Six of Swords is like on that boat. So there's an essence of maybe by the third week of February having maybe come past that. So maybe hopefully you've come past the tumultuous waters by the third week, and you're kind of stepping onto dry land, onto solid ground, but then you might be faced with a decision. Try to not get overwhelmed by it though. Try to not get overwhelmed by decisions. I feel like it's better to be like thankful, like, yes, I have options. Yes, I have choices. I'm off of that perilous place that I was before, and now I can get into a space of making more decisions of my own. There's like more autonomy, more freedom here. Again, there's a depth, I feel, for Pisces. So you're like very deep down. And through that, there's like a freedom of motion. And you're obviously coming back to the surface sooner in March. But, as we get into your time of the year, it's one of the deeper ending periods. And you do thrive during that. For sure. But I'm going to go ahead and get into the week to week so we can see what more specifically is coming up for you. And in the first week of February, you have Six of Swords rooted down by the Chariot reversed. So you are deciding. You are in a very decisive place of your life. Like, do I stay? Do I go? Do I, is it like yes or no? There's like these questions that are coming up. And I feel like a lot of you are choosing to go in some way. There is definitely a sense of motion. I don't want you to be too still or too stagnant during this month because you have a lot of motion-oriented cards. What you also need to be careful of, though, is demanding too much progress from that. So you might want to like make it a slow progress. Like, be okay with slow progress. Don't demand too much of yourself this month. Things are too undefinable during this time of the year to really over demand where you want to see yourself, like making the point A and the point B a little bit too concise or clear. So get fluid with things if you can, like getting fluid, getting descriptive fluidity, I feel like is really good for Pisces. So like a great month for like writing and a great month for maybe even recollecting. So like I feel like some of you could be scrapbooking. There's something nostalgic in that as well, like scrapbooking previous transitions, previous changes, and letting yourself draw motivation from those older experiences. That could be good. That could be like a healthy way to connect with the past. But Six of Swords and the Chariot reversed, you know, they're quite opposite energies. You know, the Chariot upright is very much a representation of what Six of Swords is, but it's reversed. So it's kind of like, I'm going, but I'm kind of reminiscent of where I once was. So try to get behind yourself. Try to get into the driver's seat. Try to get behind your motivation. And deeper than that, there's like a second guessing, I think, that's happening, like a sort of addictive habitual pattern of second guessing. So it's like I make a choice and then I'm going to second guess that. So maybe it would be good to get behind yourself, understand why you want to do what you want to do, and don't let these like small things keep creeping up on you and adding into these old habits of like self-sabotage and stuff, and over second guessing to where you're like mad at yourself for making choices. The first week is a great week to see that and to also see the solution to that as you move into the second week with Knight of Cups rooted down by Page of Wands. This is a lot about other people, or it could be about parts of your own identity as well. But Knight of Cups is all about, again, emotional growth, about how we choose to communicate our emotions, how we choose to make them obvious. And Page of Wands reading that down deals with our creativity and deals with our wants and desires. And these are young versions of emotions and desires within you. So new desires, new emotions. It's all like really new. And you move towards the end of the month with King of Cups with like that maturity that enters. So I really want you to get clear with like what you want to see for yourself. Again, that's what I keep coming back to. Like, where do you want to see yourself, Pisces? Like, your power is strong. Your your energy's strong. You've got your ruling planet Neptune in your sign. You're one of the strongest signs right now. And I think that by giving a bit of definition to your wants, your desires, your emotions, a tangible representation, you really give yourself a lot more to work with, because you can get lost easily. You can get, overwhelmed. You can get a bit agoraphobic with things. There's like too much. So you don't really address any of it. It's good to look into those smaller parts of your identity in the second week and understand, how can I make this more real for me? How can I satisfy these smaller parts of me without feeling like a victim to the bigger picture, or feel like I'm like just a wallflower in the experience of other people? You're getting bigger. Like, there's something about you that feels small, and I see that. And you'll see this in the people who are around you. If we're interpreting these court cards as people around you, you're going to see, how do people value me? How do people use me? What am I to other people? Like, what part of the formula am I? And I want you to see that in the second week, and I want you to think about, like, is that where I want to be? Because for some of you it will be. Like, some of you have done a really good job of it, but it's going to be on all of your minds. Like, what part do I play in other people's life? What's more than this? Jupiter's in Sagittarius now, which is a square to Pisces energy. So you've got like Neptune and Pisces, Jupiter and Sag. It's so expansive. It's so big. Everything is going to come in and it's going to be like, okay, what's the bigger picture? What's the end game here? And you're getting a lot of clues in this month as to what that is, and if it's satisfactory and right for you. Okay. Week number 3, 2 of Pentacles reversed, rooted down by Queen of Swords reversed. So it becomes clearer and clearer. Queen of Swords reversed. You've got to be careful about being too analytical about it, too logical. Like, some of these things just might not really be able to be quantified. Some of these things just might not really be obvious yet, and don't get mad at yourself for that. It feels like there are decisions to be made. It feels like there is Something that needs to be put into action. Two of Pentacles reversed can sometimes be like, yes, of course, this is a hard choice, but it's not really the answer to just, you know, be still and like say, okay, it's a hard choice, therefore I won't make it. It feels like it could be easy to think more about the choices than to actually make the important one. So don't think too hard about it. Don't try to be too smart with things. Like, do what feels right, do what supports your identity, because the identity feels very new to me, like very new, with like all sorts of different complexities than it's had before. So not to like freak you out with that, because, you know, it's nice to have simplicity right now, really. Do the simple thing, Pisces. Do the easy thing. Like, don't make things too hard. You know, being so expansive right now, it might be easy to be like, yeah, I'm going to do the hard thing. And that's going to be like, this like great story for me in the future. This is going to be a great defining moment for me to do the hard thing. Maybe do the easy thing. Like, what does your gut say about that? Don't overthink it, and don't convince yourself. I also see like convincing yourself that the wrong thing is right with that energy as well. Like Queen of Swords reversed. Like, can I be on the wrong side of this argument and make it right? Like, can I do that? Like, that could be fun. Maybe not the best thing for you now. Get simple with it. Stay on the right side. Stay on the side that you know is right, and just go. Like, move. You know, go for it. Week number 4, King of Cups rooted down by 6 of Pentacles reversed. Control dynamics for sure. Your emotional process that has been in the process of evolving for so long, that's kind of done. Like, there's something about it that solidifies in the 4th week and becomes done. So with that completion and realization, you will see much more clearly the destructive control dynamics that are present. So 6 of Pentacles reversed is all about those destructive control dynamics. So solitude, autonomy, space, all of those things are encouraged, but more so solution and direct attention toward the problem area. Like, try to not turn and hide. I keep seeing an image of like Pisces people turning and hiding rather than really facing things. Again, 2 of Pentacles reversed. The 6 of Swords, it's like the back is turned. Don't run away. Don't just try to escape from it. Like, try to have a directness in what you need to do. Because the thing is like, when you just turn and run away, like, people sometimes don't know. Like, people sometimes don't know that you think they've done something wrong, even if they know that they're being out of line. Like, and then, so you have to kind of get yourself like outside of your own brain and think like, okay, what are other people going to think by this? Not that it's your problem how they react, but it affects you in the future. You know, it affects you. Like, this person who's like being abusive towards you or something, if you just turn and run away and don't confront that in any type of way, they might not know that that's really why you're running. They might think you're running just because you're like, you know, not all there, or like, or because of some other reason. So of course you have to be safe with things, and there are situations in life where you just have to go. Of course, I'm not denying that, but it might be good to make it clear in some way, like leave a note, or for the majority of you, it's easy. It's like easy. It's simple to be clear about what you want and what you need. But for that small percentage of you who it's not, and like you have to kind of just get out of Dodge or make a big change without really being clear about that, you know, you can see that 5 of Wands energy, which is your central theme, emerges. Okay, so it's a confrontational month for you. It's conflict oriented, it's control oriented, and I actually love that it is. Do you know why I love it? I love it because this is an ending month. This is February. It represents the end. So to see all of this confrontation, to see this conflict, to see this, what do I want to say, like stalemate energy, like stalemate no longer, like truly you can let go of this stalemate, you can let go of this conflict oriented experience, and you can see it like all in the rearview mirror moving out of this month. Like, do you have to deal with things this month? Yes. Do you have to like maybe make some tough decisions and say some tough words? Most likely. But you're strong enough now. You're emotionally evolved enough too now. And the thing is you're too highly emotionally evolved at this point in time, Pisces, to just run away, or to just I don't know, handle this in a way that doesn't actually solve anything. Again, some of you might need to run, some of you might need to get away, but do that in a way that suits you in the long term. Don't get fooled by like short solutions that are like sort of looming over your shoulder for like years to come because you couldn't directly cut things off, or you couldn't directly do things. So is it a breakup month for some of you? It might be. Is it an ending month? It is for everybody an ending month in some way. For some of you, this could represent changing the career. For some of you, this could represent just even cutting off an old tie with yourself. And I don't really like wording it in that way because I don't like, you know, destructive verbiage towards the self, but there's some aspect of yourself, some aspect of your past that holds on, I feel, and it weighs you down. So giving that what it needs and being able to say, okay, I'm more now. I don't need to be held back by this. I don't need to be held back by them, by myself. I can move forward. I can have progress. And I think that a wonderful, wonderful channel for Pisces would be exercise, physical representation of your emotions, like running. Like whenever I see Five of Wands, it makes me think that there's like a pent up energy and we're not just channeling enough. So start doing the art project, start running, start doing yoga, start doing I don't know, whatever it is that Pisces likes to do, the interpretive dance or the water aerobics. I don't know what it is, but I just get a mental picture of like Pisces like swimming around in like really colorful swimsuits and like doing like, what is it, like the synchronized swimming? Maybe you guys need to do synchronized swimming. Let's channel that Five of Wands energy into like synchronized swimming or something with like deep and beautiful music, and then it's like through the synchronized swimming you elevate into this new paradigm of like mystical eunice. So maybe not, who knows. Have some humor though. Ooh, I almost knocked over my glass, Pisces. Have some humor. Laugh it off, walk it off. Like this month can kind of be weird for you, but March gets so much better, I feel. Again, February is the beginning of Pisces time, and I don't know what it is. Like a lot of you guys can probably relate to this, but there's something about late February for a lot of Pisces that is just like crazy. Like if you look back at the late Februarys of the past, you might see that intro into Pisces time is always a little bit, you know, crazy things are happening, and that could be again here, but it paves a path for you that's so great in March. And then March is like going to be this incredible sigh of relief if you would like to see that. Enjoy the creativity, enjoy the Page of Wands creativity, enjoy the new energy. Five of Wands, you know, whether you're fighting or doing water aerobics, it's creative and it's energy. It's like vitality to do it. So channel that in the most healthy way possible. Channel that into something that is you and not other people, like something that you've wanted to do. Like expand into what you want, you know? It's that simple. Like it really is. It's that simple. And I think that you guys are going to have such a sigh of relief when you allow yourself to think of that in a simple way and not, again, get into that Queen of Swords reverse energy where it's like, well, that could be simple, but let's really complicate it. Just don't think too hard. Do what's right. You know what's right. Anyway, Pisces, it feels like a good concluding point. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, rising sign if this reading wasn't quite right. It's a bit murky for Pisces this month. It would be. We're moving into Pisces time, but I'm wishing you guys so much love and light. Be sure to check out that 2019 Year Ahead series linked in the center of the screen. Your likes, comments, and subscribes make my day. Comment below on how this is going for you. And check out the description box. I'm on social media, and I have various links that you can use to your advantage. I'm on Patreon if you would like to support my channel. And anyway, yeah, Pisces, don't sweat it too much. You're good. We'll be talking soon. Good luck. Bye.